Good afternoon and good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel and coffee stream number 132. Sorry we're a couple minutes late. My Chrome and Apple don't like each other, but in order to make sure that Hangouts behaves when there's more than one person, I am using Chrome. So we are up and rolling, and it's Friday, so that means it's call-in day. So in a few minutes, I'm going to drop the Hangout link in chat, and it's going to be a fun day, a fun time. So that's what's going to happen in about 5 minutes or so. I will throw my Hangout link in the chat, and we will get down to business with call-ins. I'll usually have about 4 to 5 people in, just so we don't all start talking over each other. So yeah, that's just the way we usually roll. Chrome doesn't play well with anyone, says All You Need. Yeah, that's true. So let's say hi to chat. Let's see. Opinionated Scotsman's here. That's awesome. All You Need is here. Blind Girl is here. Seamus is here. Green Thunder is here. Pumpkin Trucker is here. Let's see. Who else is here? Seems to be everyone that's been talking so far. I hope everyone's having a good day. Oh, there's Skeptalk. Hello, Skeptalk. Oh, and Irate's here. Ezoop, hello. So yeah, lots of people trickling in. This is going to be a good stream, I think. And before we start, I've got a bit of a surprise for you guys. Gunfox is here too. Hi, Gunfox. So yes, before we start, I have a bit of a surprise for everyone here in the chat. And we're just going to pull up Safari so that I can get to my Twitter without Chrome locking up. Because the surprise is in my DMs. And it's going to be funny. Is it Turk? No, it's not Turk. Let's see here. Alrighty. I have a little poem that I'd like to read to you people before we do the hangout and the call-in. Just a short little poem that I think we'll all find amusing. And we're going to have the screen reader read it. So this is going to be just a quick little thing read by the screen reader. I hope everyone enjoys it.
I need a but shine, right now you are holy, oh, sacred cow I thirst for you, provide milk, bath my balls, love the cow, good fortune for those that do, love me, breathe my feet, the cow has risen, wax my ass, scrub my balls, the cow has risen, provide milk, oh, milky wonder, sing for us once more, live your life, everlasting joy, thrust your hooves up my analytic passage, enjoy my fruits, provider of cheese and other wonderful dairy products, we will cleanse your inner intestines, we will bathe in your pungent odor, gather cotton, count my eyes, smell my skin, love the scarecrow and the milkman, I live only for eternity, thirst for the undrinkable, hold the heat, praise the doughboy at the pizza shop, love the oxen dung. You are currently...
There you go. That's written by a man who wants to be the president of your country, my American friends. I hope you enjoyed it. Granted, he was 16 when he wrote it, but still, that man wants to be president of your great country. And that is what it sounds like when a screen reader reads poetry like that. That didn't make any sense. No, it didn't. Yep, that's Beto O'Rourke's poem. That is so sad / funny. Yep, that's Beto. And that, how high was he? Well, let's just say that his pen name was Psychedelic Warlord. So that should give you a fair idea of how high he was. So that is called The Song of the Cow by Psychedelic Warlord, aka Beto Beta Male O'Rourke, whatever you want to call him. LOL, acid head. The sad thing is, he is that cringy well straight, says Skeptalk. Yeah, he really is. He really is. And it's really sad. So that was a little bit of poetry from the great Beto O'Rourke, or as I call him, Beta Male O'Rourke. So on that note, now that we've gotten that ridiculousness out of the way, I'm gonna drop the Hangout link in chat. And we will get in onto the fun. And Pinkalo has also sent some news for us that will all make us go, what the fuck? So it'll be, I think we'll have lots of fun today. And let me just, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, here we go. Oh, look, there we go. The YouTube app is now behaving properly. The sound was terrible for a minute. Actually, not for a minute, all morning. My YouTube app was being fucking stupid. There. That is the Hangout link. Purge the heretic. Did I turn off my camera? Hello, Skeptalk. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing this morning? I can't stay very. I can't stay very long.
That's fine.
But
haha, second.
Oh, we've got a Skep, a blind girl, and a gun fox. And an irate prostate. Oh, this is going to be a good show.
Holy shit.
hang on one second.
With evil laughter. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Yeah,
scared.
with irate with this evil cackle.
And gun fox.
Yeah.
I think that's gun fox
Oh
cackling.
yeah. Okay.
Oh yes.
Very good. So yes, Beto O'Rourke to get the stream off with a cringy beginning. When I sent that to you, you know, it was interesting to hear your screen reader read that because it read it very quickly.
It did.
And it glossed over some of the parts that have like soft consonants or all vowels in it.
Yeah.
And like where it said where it said buff my balls, love the cow. Buff my balls, love the cow. Good fortune for those that do. Love me, breathe my feet. The cow has risen. You know, that's so fucking pretentious. I just want to take a baseball bat and beat the shit out of him right now for having written that then. He
Sounds
should
like-
pay now.
Yeah, definitely.
Agreed.
This clown. I mean, I wrote some cringy shit too.
Yeah.
Mostly in the service of getting laid when I was that age.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, because guys do that shit, but not that bad. And when I wrote stuff that was satirical, you know, I did it as a send up, you know, as knowing that it was, you know, it was done as known satire.
You know what my theory is?
Mm.
That
What?
he was studying Allen Ginsberg when he wrote this. In this class or some shit.
He was trying to be the next generation of Ginsburg. You think he's trying to out Ginsburg?
Yeah. It's like a fucking a thing of Play-Doh trying to imitate the Michelangelo's David or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Count my eyes, smell my skin, love the scarecrow and the milkman.
Cleanse my colon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Push your hooves up my analytic passage.
Love the oxen.
Maybe he's just a pre-fan of the arrogant worms.
Maybe.
I am cow.
Oh my! The symbolism, no doubt, deeply symbolic of something. It's had the autoproctology that is obvious, and that is wow.
Yeah, he likes butt stuff.
He does like butt stuff. He's deeply in. That's an autocephalic proctology, actually. Is what that is.
And
That is
I'm
deeply up his own ass.
thinking he likes to get the butt stuff. I don't think he likes to give the butt stuff.
He's a receiver. Yeah, he's a catcher, not a
He's the bottom. Yeah, you're down.
If he's straight, he likes to get pegged.
Yeah. He's a peg, not a beggar. Yep.
Welcome to the coffee stream where we talk.
Yeah,
dude. So Beto, do you like
real talk?
Do you like Turkish Persians?
Dropped the soap one too many times as a child.
Oh, right. Jesus.
Oh man, yeah. You like movies about gladiators?
Oh God.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Yeah. So how's everybody doing today, other than disgusted by Beto O'Rourke?
Well, I have to go over for I can only stay for a few more minutes, so I'm gonna get my yakking done and get out of here. I have to go over for another surreal episode over at the VA. And,
more in Skep's adventures with the VA, huh?
Yeah, they found a slot for me to get a MRI done. So they found something that they think they want to look at, and so they're gonna go take a look at it.
You're not going to Philadelphia, VA, right? No, I'm just saying.
No. Being
That'd be a long drive.
that's just too far a drive. That's too far a drive.
Yeah, you got to go get for that MRI.
You know,
Start
actually,
driving.
Dallas VA Hospital is considered the best or the second best in the United States.
Second, I can tell you the best.
Is it?
They got it this year. Lebanon VA Medical Center beat Texas by a hair.
Where was it?
Lebanon VA Medical Center in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania, yeah. It's famously a good place.
Oh yeah.
But the Dallas VA is actually, as VA centers go, it's so much better than so many of the places. You actually get medicine done, competent medicine done. Sometimes it's like Vogon poetry, but it eventually gets done. You know, it takes you 3 hours to get a prescription, but you get the right prescription. You know, it just takes a long time.
At Lebanon, it only takes you like maybe 15, 20 minutes, and that's with a long line.
Yeah, but that's probably why they won.
Yeah. Well, they have like 8 or 9, like 10 booths to get people in and out quickly.
Yeah. Dallas is a really, really busy VA. I mean, it is. It's giant for one thing. The campus is very, very large, and it's about the size of. I mean, if you think of the size of a normal large hospital, it's the size of 5 normal large hospitals.
Yeah, that's the same.
It has a bus system, a full size bus system to transport you from campus to campus. So this is not like I've never seen any other VA hospital set up like this, where you go from place to place in a bus. It's huge. It's absolutely huge.
Lebanon's not that it's a big medical center, but it's not that level of big. Like you can get from one side of the hospital to another in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Duck Dog says my aunt says the Orco Center in SLC is pretty good.
In SLC?
Salt Lake City. Yeah.
Oh! I didn't think about that. I'm still not driving there. I'm just going to Dallas. I'm sorry. I'm only 15 miles away.
Oh, come on! You don't want to put nitrous in your car and try and make the journey.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. No, I have to. All I have to do. I'm all ready to go. All I have to do is put out food for the dogs and get in my car and leave, and I can leave at 11:30 and I'll be there on time, so I can hang with you guys for about 5 more minutes.
Cool.
Anyway, so what else is going on other than VA hospitals and stuff like that? What fun things are going on in the world? What good things are going on in the world? Have we had any movement on Brexit?
I've been seeing these things back and forth on Twitter. I've been seeing Remainers and Brexiteers fucking
hold on
bitching at each other back and forth.
I got you.
You got us.
Hold on.
Gun Fox to the rescue.
Yeah. I knew Gunny would help us out. Gunny or Blind Girl would come up with something.
Let me.
I am not a Brexiteer.
Not a Brexiteer.
Well, but you're on top of a lot of you're full of information. At least you have been when I've been on call with you.
Yeah,
stream with you.
You just said you were full of it. Blind.
Yeah, you're full of it. We're all full of it. That's why we're yakking on stream. All
you ableist dumb. Ableist.
Yeah.
Ableist.
You don't say that shit. I got a mouthful of drink, man. Jesus.
So those that can see, or I'll say for those that are visually impaired, had to get that little that little poke in. I'm sorry, Blind, but I had
That's all good.
Brexit D-Day. MPs vote on withdrawal agreement. 286 yes, 344 no.
Wait, what the
fuck does that mean?
What was the number again?
286 to 347.
Yep.
Yes to no.
Yes to no.
Yes, so for what?
They voted it down. The second vote.
Yep.
They voted it down.
The second referendum.
Yep.
Is that non-binding? That's non-binding, right? It's just a referendum.
No. Basically, here's what it is. The government is now likely to request a long delay to Brit exit, lasting up to a year, which casts a huge doubt on whether they will ever leave or not.
Yeah.
Miss May loss also ramps up the chances of a snap election, dragging Britons back to the polls for a third time in 4 years. She hints at this, saying, I fear we are reaching the limits of this process, and the numbers were called out.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have fucked it up in the first place 2 years ago, you stupid
Okay,
bitch.
so they're not going to do a Brexit at all.
No.
No.
Huh.
If I may say this,
And you may.
they cucked out.
Oh, for sure.
They cucked out. And the result will spark huge anger directed at all sides of the majority of the British public who want to see the country leave EU. Obviously, the leadership does not. The government hardlines remain Brexiteers, rebels, and the DUP will all be blamed for the dooming of the PM's deal to defeat over 3 times over. It also raises questions about Miss May's own future. She vows to quit if the deal passes. Yeah, right. This is by the Sun, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, let's see. Where was I? Oh, yes. And no, I lost my spot. Oh, she vows to quit after the pay, suggesting she will now try to stay in office, even though her position could prove unattainable. Slamming the brakes on joisting her successor in Troy Party, whatever that is. A total of 286 PMs voted in favor of the deal, with 344 against. 34 Troy PMs rebelled, shockingly, along with the whole DUP, while just leaving 5 Labour Brexiteers came around to Miss May's deal. After her defeat, Miss May suggests she may be considering a fresh general election as the only way to break the deadlock.
Brilliant.
Okay, Miss May has now till 12 April to seek a longer extension to the negotiation process to avoid a no-deal Brexit on that date. What's wrong with a no-deal Brexit?
Nothing.
I mean, it kind of kicks some short-term economic processes in the teeth for probably a couple of 3 years, but long-term, they're much better off with a no-deal Brexit.
For sure.
Yeah,
and then cut their own economic agreements with the United States, China, and when they strengthen themselves by cutting good deals with China, the United States, then they go back in a position of power as the 3rd largest economy in the world to deal with the EU, and the EU by that time will be on its knees. The EU is acting like it's mighty, and everybody's pretending like it's mighty, but it's actually the beggar here. I don't understand why everybody is acting afraid of a drunk bum on puking his guts out on the corner, on the street corner. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't.
Because they don't want to make a deal with the USA. That would be negotiating with Trump.
Oh, yeah.
You can't negotiate with Trump. Come on now.
Man, that's what you want to do, making a deal with Trump. He's the original win-win guy. He loves it when his negotiating partner wins, because he's the symbiotic guy.
Yeah.
He's if you do well, that means he does well.
Yeah, but hashtag Orange Man Bad, Skep. You forgot. Hashtag Orange Man Bad.
Oh, all right.
I did want to bring somebody else's attention today.
My dogs are reminding me that I got to feed them before I go, and then I do have to go. So you guys have fun.
Y'all not hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, Scap, before you split, man.
Yeah, man.
Today is Vietnam War Veterans Day.
Yes, it is.
So, thank you.
Well, I am not a Vietnam. I'm that era, but I stayed in 3rd Fleet. I was never in 7th Fleet. But thank you very much. Man. I have a lot of friends who did serve over in 7th Fleet, and my heart is with them today. And I did lose 4 or 5 friends over there. and I'm thinking of absent friends today. So,
well, rest in peace to all of those who lost their lives over there.
Yeah.
I'm not in America, but thank you anyway.
Yeah. All right,
Have a
kids.
good day, man. Good luck at the VA. Hopefully they don't treat you like Vogons today.
Yeah, no shit. All right, kids, have fun today. I'll catch you in a little bit.
Hey,
Bye.
Be safe, brother.
Bye, guys.
This just gets better and better. So I skipped ahead a little bit. Last gasp. Speaking minutes before the vote, Miss May hits back at claims she should never have announced third vote on the agreement because it's always doomed to fail.
Not always.
It just wants to drag out as long as possible so people get fed up with it.
It's a Scotty! Scotsman.
The PM told Parliament today should have been the day the UK is leaving the European Union.
Yeah, it should have fucking been, but it's not.
Yeah. That we are not leaving today is a matter of deep personal regret to me, and I remain committed to the UK leaving the European Union. Bullshit.
Yeah, and I've got a bridge. I've got a bridge that I want to sell everybody. You guys can like go in on it, like $5 a foot or something like that. I just that's how believable that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, extra.
There are those who say you're probably going to lose today, so why bother? I bothered because it's the last opportunity to guarantee a Brit exit.
No, it's not.
No.
Wasn't this the vote that where some people were saying they claimed they pushed the wrong button?
No, that's Article 13.
That was Article 13.
Okay. I knew it was one of them that we pushed the wrong button because we're stupid.
Oh, I could find
They were all women
for that one. If we do not vote for this motion today, people will ask, why didn't you vote for a Brit exit? Miss May concluded, this is why I'm trying not to laugh, that the division bell rings, every one of us will have to look into our hearts and decide what's best for our constitutions and for our country. A hard exit. Join the American Empire.
The Russians did
it. Yeah.
There you
go. Orange man.
The
back.
Russians bring the vote.
Yeah.
There you go. There's 4 new American states for you.
4 American territories for the glorious American Empire, right next to Canada. We will annex them.
Did she say division bell?
Yes.
So she referenced Pink Floyd.
Yes, she did.
Holy fuck, dude!
Miss May received a glimmer of hope as key groups, Labor PMs hinted that they could be won over at the last minute, while ex-Brexit Secretary Demeanor whatever is also came to the side. But in the end, just 5 Labor figures voted for the deal, nowhere near enough to make up for the Troy and the DUP holdouts. As common debates started this morning, Boris Johnson confirmed he would vote for the deal despite denouncing it over and over again. Way to get our hopes up and then dash it.
It's like that Superman joke where it's like, I hope you fall off a building, Superman catches you and then drops you from higher.
We'll gladly do that with the politicians right now, to be honest.
Yeah. April 1st, PMs hold one more vote for Plan B of exit. EU holds emergency meeting on Brit exit. April 12th leaves with no deal unless a fresh delay agreed upon, which EU is going to shaft them. I swear they're going to shaft them. The EU needs Britain. And if I was the EU, I would say, okay, you can stay, but you have no vote. You have to pay us an exorbitant amount per month.
They probably will.
Yeah. And you have to abide by EU by what we pass, no matter what.
Yeah.
And one of our representatives will represent you.
We won't even get representation. We'll just get nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you have no vote. You have no representation. You have nothing.
Where's your red coats now, woman?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Ortiz 805.
Yeah. That's what she wanted. She wanted the vassal state.
Yeah, pretty much. This is the funny thing. Germany failed to take the UK in World War II. They just took it now.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, get this, guys. So, here's a funny story. Trudeau apologizes to First Nations protester who was sickened with mercury poisoning. Thanks for your donation. Yeah, he said he did that.
Wow.
So,
hold on. I got
here we go. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is apologizing for what critics call his smug response to protesters who are trying to draw his attention to mercury contamination in the First Nation communities of Grassy Meadows. Fuck off, you stupid advertisement. So, according to a video posted to Twitter that showed Trudeau delivering a speech during a Laurier Club event at the luxury King Edward Hotel, Trudeau responded to protesters by saying repeatedly, "Thank you for your donation." Wow.
There's so much bullshit. We have to man the lifeboat. Man the lifeboats!
Fucking, okay, I understand. Okay, this is, okay. He thinks, because his father used to quip all the time at shit like that.
Isn't Trudeau about to get ousted?
Play the video, Pincalo says.
Yes, the intonation of his voice is real. He's real flip about it.
Let me see if I have the video.
And this is why we call him Prime Minister Fluffy.
Isn't he going to get ousted anyway?
Well, election day's in October, but I don't know if he's going to make it.
So would you rather have Trump or this guy as your leader?
Trump. Trump. I would take, I almost am like, almost about to say I would even take Hillary Clinton over this guy.
Ooh.
Like, that's how sad it is. And
well, he's the future of leftist, extreme left politicians, man. He's AOC with a dick.
He is. Actually, press, if you want, I will advertise jailtrudeau.com. It is a real petition to throw in jail. jailtrudeau.com. Everybody go sign that petition after the stream.
Fuck yeah.
I think I already signed it.
Sign it twice.
Yeah, this is, I want to try and find this video because the one in the story is not showing up or working for me. Let me see if there's any more in the, oh shit, here's the play video button. Okay, hold on, let's see if this will work.
17.
Where did that come from?
Loading ad.
Fuck, it's not working. Damn it. Okay, there's an ad. I'm gonna let it play, and then we'll
get some eyes. Damn it!
We'll hear it. I just plugged my headphones back in, so you guys don't have to deal with it.
I was gonna say, get some new eyes, press. Why haven't you gotten some new eyes?
Okay, here.
Why haven't you got new eyes either, then?
Hold on.
Sorry.
You committed to addressing this problem.
Thank you very much for your donation tonight. I really appreciate it.
if it was your family that's been waiting for 500 days, if your family was suffering from mercury poisoning, what would you do? If it was your family, would you accept it? Would you accept 500 days for 1%? Mr. Trudeau, for 5.
Cancel.
Wow. He's just
Yeah.
talking over the dude. And he's just like, thank you very much for the donation tonight. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, you know, in AOC, like, you know, talks about people dying and shit. Those people are fucked up, man.
are.
Yeah, Mercury don't play, man. It fucks you up. You know what they call mad as a hatter?
Yeah.
They use mercury to block hats, right? And it would seep into their skin and eventually make them, you know, wacko because of mercury. It's a heavy metal.
Yeah.
Mercury is real heavy metal.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
You know what's hilarious about this is this comes what, a couple of months after he announced National Native Day. Like,
And then he like went and did all these native. He's very big for apologizing. He's doing all of the apologizing that all the other prime ministers wouldn't do, but he's not actually, you know, cleaning up the reserves. You know, more than half the reservations in Canada still have boil water advisories. Like, and these are decades-long boil water advisories.
So he's doing the old Obama hand job thing where he goes around with apology tour and actually does really nothing about any of that shit.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then he sets a National Stat Day just because we're so nice to our natives and we need to reconcile between the whites and the natives. And then he does this kind of shit. It's just hilarious. JailTrudeau.com, people. Please, JailTrudeau.com.
Out of touch, man. Jesus.
I'm kind of playing with your chat because I'm like throwing different different stuff up on my subject that man to orbital bombardment.
You get your LOSIC out, man, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I have some news you might not have heard yet, press.
What's up? What's up?
So on Friday, I've been talking about this on my channel, but on Friday, the Autism Coalition decided to invade the House while they were speaking about the autism program.
And she's gone.
She just roboted.
Yep.
Yeah,
She's gone. She split.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she does that a lot.
It's her internet.
Yeah, I think she's still using her neighbor's internet.
She's checking into her Wi-Fi.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Am I good?
Yeah.
You're back.
So what I was saying is the news is we went and protested in the House basically by becoming speakers, by registering, and the House voted to suspend the autism plan bill.
Awesome.
So the news isn't covering it because it's a big loss to Ford Nation. But so I figured I would just let you guys know that they voted to suspend the autism plan.
That's great.
Woo.
All right. Why was that bad? What was bad about the plan?
Oh, basically, Lisa McLeod, who is a social services minister, she's not even a health minister, they decided they were going to bulldoze the plan. And so instead of all of the therapy being covered by Ontario, because there's wait lists when everything is covered, they decided to say, we're going to move it to the private sector so you guys can just pay for your therapy now. And then they said they were going to take the money and give it directly to the families, but it was only going to be $20,000 until the age of 6, $5,000 a year until the age of 18. But IBI and ABA therapy cost $80,000 to $100,000 a year. So parents have been protesting this for about 2 months. It's ridiculous. So basically, a bunch of autistic kids got thrown out of their intensive therapy. So they were about to flood the school system and go back to school full time when they weren't ready for it by April 1st.
Yeah, that's a stupid plan.
Yeah, and so the schools started protesting because they couldn't handle the influx of children that they weren't trained to handle. And they're saying, look, we're not therapists, guys. So they gave principals arbitrary power to send them home if they were a safety risk to the other kids without giving a date on when they could return back to school. So they could have been sent home indefinitely. And since daycares don't really take severely autistic kids, a parent would have had to stay home with them full time and miss work. So a lot of people started selling their homes, and there was a lot of layoffs. So after 2 months of protesting, we actually signed up to go to the House to actually speak in front of everybody. And they have to suspend that bill. Now, what that means is we don't actually know what's coming next because now they have to revise the bill, but it puts the plan on hold so parents aren't necessarily freaking out right now, but still have means to freak out later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's they can't even think of something like vouchers and some shit for taxes. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, they did nothing.
Man.
Yeah, it
And
seems
the
like they
worst
just
part-
spun a wheel and sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying. I was going to say the worst part is that in a capitalistic system, if you open something up to the private market, then businesses can compete for parents to pay for those services.
Right.
But the government didn't open it up to the private market completely. They made it private, so you have to pay for it out of pocket. But they're going to set the prices.
Right.
So it's corporatist then.
Yeah, it was absolute bullshit. So a bunch of kids could have had a regression.
Yep.
You know, autistic kids elope, so they could have escaped from their schools and just been gone. It was just really, really ridiculous of them. And they said, yeah, but we cleared the wait list. And I'm like, yeah, by breaking everything. Like,
That's like going, look, the computer's hard drive isn't broken now. Well, it's out and you've magnetized it. What are you doing?
yeah, it's like drinking bleach and saying it cures cancer. Yeah, but it kills you.
Pincalo says it's he's talking about the reservations again. He goes, it's like those kids who took the day off last week to protest about climate change and didn't pick up any trash. In fact, made a fuck ton more.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
Don't even get me started on the climate change bullshit. What's actually interesting is there's only one known fact about what the environmental dangers we're facing right now, and that would be the supply of fresh water. But nobody ever talks about that because, I mean, it's, no socialism in here.
Also, let me drop a little fact on you here. And this is scientifically fact. Yellowstone, in a 12-month period, releases more gases than every single human being has for the last 15,000 years.
Yes.
So the solution is bomb and turn into parking lots. China, India, and Yellowstone, and we'll all live forever.
Oh, I wouldn't bomb Yellowstone. That would be a very bad idea.
Yeah, that would be a very bad idea.
Okay, freeze ray.
That would be like I think there was actually I swear I read a story that some country set off a smaller volcano by putting a bomb down it. I swear to Christ I read an article about that.
They have tried to shut them down and turn them off by doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it failed miserably.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
What was the idea of blowing out the candle? You know?
Freeze ray. Yes, we'll get Sub-Zero to go stand on Yellowstone. See if that works.
I was just thinking of the guy from Despicable Me. Freeze ray. Freeze ray. Go get
victory.
Now, Russia was contemplating striking Yellowstone with a underground burst nuclear weapon.
Now, that would be a very good way of destroying the United States and the world.
Well, maybe just the U.S. and Canada.
Probably cause a huge sinkhole.
It would. Well, I don't think it would destroy the world, but it certainly would change the global climate for the worse for quite a while.
It might destroy a few states.
Well, here's what they said.
Back then, they didn't really give a fuck.
No, they didn't. One general goes, "That is a wonderful idea, but the problem is, eventually, all the radioactive ash will fall on us."
Yes.
As much as I would love to do it because it would wipe the U.S. off the map because of Yellowstone going big, the problem is it would kill us in return.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, if we're about to lose, hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they had the dead hand program too. I've been doing research into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. That's why they never went into direct war, wasn't it? Because they knew it'd be bad for both parties. It'd be bad for pretty much the whole world if they did.
Was anybody here alive during the Cold War?
Not
No.
me.
Yeah, I was. The last 9 years.
I was
8
alive
years?
for the last month of it. I think I was born the month the Berlin Wall came down.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
I'm about 5 or 6 years too young for that.
That's
Let's
actually
see. No, I was 6 when the when the Berlin Wall came down. 6 or 7, maybe 8.
yeah. I remember doing tornado drills, in quotes.
Yeah.
You know, hide under your desk and shit. Because you know when that nuclear bomb goes off, the desk is really going to protect you.
Oh yeah. Those desks are made of space shuttle material.
Yeah,
We
like
just
right.
don't know.
Radioactive melamine.
Yeah, we just don't know that. That's the reason why public schools are so underfunded. They spend all the money on radiation-proof desks.
That's right.
In the off chance of a bomb.
Yeah, the only thing still around cockroaches and desks.
Cockroaches and and desks.
Do you know this was actually done by FEMA, and their idea was to try to evacuate the cities. Now they would have to know in advance, like 3 or 4 days, so they can scatter people, which would cause the Russians to send more nuclear warheads to different areas to hit the people.
Yeah.
Now, the interesting part is both Russia and the U.S. really didn't want to do any. I mean, the U.S. wasn't going to strike first unless they had no other option. But the Russians, they were almost willing to go toe to toe.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a map on fucking Reddit like a couple of years ago, and it was a Soviet era map where they had marked out what the mid range nuke strike points would be in Europe, right? And fucking basically Poland would have been gone. I mean, gone, right? It would parts of Ukraine would have been gone, and then southern Germany, northern Italy, and shit, parts of France. It was very interesting. If I can find that map, I'll send it to you, Gun Fox.
Green just get the entirety of France. I'd be okay with that.
Green Thunder says the world would be inherited by highly educated cockroaches because of the desks and the cockroaches being loud.
Well, hate to tell you, Blind, but the Russians would have hit Canada as well.
Yeah.
P-Dog, hi. He says he's driving and lurking. You should come on next Friday, P-Dog, after your show.
That's right, P-Dog. You got nothing to do next Friday afternoon.
We're watching you, P-Dog. You stand her up, we're going to come get you.
Well, unless he goes to work after his show, and in which case, that's fine.
Nope, that's not fine. You don't come on our show, we're going to shank you.
Well, the show's finished and he's here, so I assume he doesn't.
Well, he's driving right now, so he could be driving
and talking
somewhere.
That doesn't stop Punk and Chucker or Pink Hollow coming on.
Well, Pink Hollow and Pumpkin Trucker drive for. Does P-Dog drive for a living? I can't remember.
I thought he was a lawyer. I thought he said something about being a lawyer.
No, I think Lawyer Dog's a joke because he's P-Dog and there was a story that Lords of the Night read a year ago about a melanated individual asking or saying, "I need a lawyer, dog. I need a lawyer, dog." And
speak of the devil.
Somebody mentioned me.
Trucker, you're such a dick.
I knew that would happen though.
So did I. We said his name too many times.
Well, he was showing himself driving and streaming just to show off because he's such a dick.
Are we crossing the streams?
You actually have. You got 3 from my stream and 3 from your area of the neck of the woods. So
No, I'm saying, are we are you streaming Pumpkin Trucker while you're on my stream?
My stream is always going.
Oh.
No, he
My
canceled.
stream is always going, but as it stands right now, the only thing you see on my stream is a traffic camera from an accident in Pennsylvania right now.
Where about?
Just north of Shippensburg.
Oh my God, that Fox is such a dick.
Gun Fox is broken
fucked.
now.
You're totally fucked.
Yeah, I know.
Is there
It's
a
a
big
car hauler
traffic
turned
jam
over.
going on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
There's a car hauler turned over at same exit 29.
Yep.
Was that the exit where Miniskirt Junction used to be?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Miniskirt Junction. That sounds like a fun place to be.
Yeah.
It's like the AFS.
There used to be a truck stop there where all the waitresses at the truck stop wore denim mini skirts.
Damn.
No
Were
longer-
any of them good looking in them, or were they all like, "Oh God, please don't wear
No,
that"?
they were pretty good looking gals.
So their tits weren't at their waist then.
It did not go to waste. The
Okay,
problem
good.
is there's a very sharp turn in the interstate there, and by the looks of it, a car hauler was loaded very top heavy, and his dumbass didn't slow down for the curb.
Yeah. Usual.
So I'm sitting in the same same traffic jam I've been sitting in for the last hour.
Oh, fun!
So
Guardian, Gunfox. It's Guardian. I don't know why I said that. I'm trying. I can't read from this distance. You and Pumpkin, are both of you guys from Pennsylvania?
I am from Pennsylvania. Yes.
There's
And I know.
Yeah, there's a
I'm
lot
originally
of,
from Maryland.
there's a lot of dudes from
Sucks to be you.
in Pennsylvania streaming, and fucking Minnesota for some reason. I have yet to figure this out.
Well,
A lot of trucks. Just
Yeah.
a lot of trucks.
Drugs
Pennsylvania is a huge hub for interstate traffic.
It's a huge
Because-
state.
Yeah, it is.
It's definitely replaced 95 as the big
Interstate.
hub.
Yeah.
The big lane.
I'm surprised you didn't take 76 out.
That's where I'm on my way up to.
Oh,
My choices are either I start from just outside of Charlottesville and go up to just outside of Philly every day. So my choices are either hit 340, 70, and all that mess around Winchester, or just go up to Pennsylvania, hit 76, and this is usually the faster way.
yeah.
Because you don't have to deal with Baltimore. You don't have to deal with that shithole that I grew up in, Baltimore.
Mm.
You don't have to deal with Delaware. You don't have to deal with the traffic heading directly to Philly.
Yeah,
I
and
can just
plus
go
you
up and
don't-
around and be in.
Yeah, you don't have to deal with DC, Baltimore, Norfolk, all those little fucking places. God damn, I hate those.
Well, I haven't been to Norfolk in a year and a half. So,
I do a Norfolk run almost once a week.
I'm sorry. Did they ever finish that mess around?
No,
Is that
no,
Asheville?
they made it
I
worse.
love he just knows exactly what
Sanson.
you're saying, talking about.
It's worse. It's worse.
Yeah, the rest of
Oh,
us
God.
just in here wondering what the fuck's going on.
Press the irony is I've always said if you ever want directions, do not ask a truck driver. We will sit and start rattling off numbers to you. No directions, no land signs, nothing. Just
Yep.
numbers.
Oh,
And it makes
man.
perfect sense to us.
Pincalo and his brother-in-law, when they get together, because his brother-in-law's a trucker, like a long haul.
Okay.
I think he drives a trailer. And they just get together and they're just like blah 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 trucking blah 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 like delivery stuff.
That's it.
Shit. Yeah.
Hey, Johnny Hellcat, what's up?
That's the God damn, that's the fucking. You're on what? 264, I think, or was it? I forget.
Well, right now I'm on 81.
Oh, you're on 81.
Yeah.
You're trying. Okay,
Should I
you're
ring them
trying.
in back to the news press?
Well, I was just about to go. I was just about to say, did you guys know that you shouldn't say commit suicide?
Yeah.
And that the
Why?
phrase is stigmatizing and outdated in insensitive ways.
Yeah, she's trying to get monetized here.
You missed the disavow, Scotsman.
No, I don't think that was illegal.
Yeah.
I only just
That's
things
why
that
I
are
always
illegal here
pray
to
for
say.
the.
Well, my level of real caring is about 0. So yeah, I'm as much PC as anti-PC as anybody else.
So all right. So committing suicide is now stigmatizing.
So yeah, saying committed suicide is
All right. So now
stigma.
it's self-euthanized, right?
If you
Yeah.
think the word is bad, try the act.
So here's what the article says. Your words matter, especially when it comes to mental health. One phrase that you may not be aware of is particularly egregious: committed suicide. It's an expression that many people still use. Both in the news, take one look at headlines after the recent deaths by the suicide of the Parkland, Florida, and the father of a Sandy Hook shooting victim, and in outside conversations. While the term may seem innocuous, it's actually laden with blame and stigma, so much so that reported guidelines outlined by mental health and media organizations, because, you know, the media cares about mental health so much, strictly advised against using it. The term committed suicide is damaging because for many, if not most, it will invoke the thoughts of committed a crime or think about something morally reprehensible or illegal. Well, it is morally reprehensible.
And plus, if they committed suicide, they're dead. So how would they?
Okay, do you know what this article is saying to me? Really, without saying it?
Tell them that they punch their own ticket instead.
No, they're saying that saying committed suicide is shaming to the people who failed at it and are still here.
Okay, has anybody heard the song Suicide Chump by any chance?
Yeah, by Frank Zappa.
Yeah, Suicide
Chump.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Zappa, my man.
There we go. Just play that and everything will be better.
Suicide Chump.
Dude. It's like these people never grew up listening to Ozzy or nothing.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, Suicide Solution. Yeah. I was just thinking, you know, here's the deal. The left is trying to, you know, edge their way into redefining science, and they're doing it through psychology.
Yeah.
And shit like this. Yeah, it started with the self-esteem movement in the early '80s. And you know, and back in the day, you know, when we were, you know, doing therapy that involved, you know, positive affirmations, and you know, we were working with people that had fucked up self-esteems, right? But they started doing it in the school system.
Yeah.
Right. So now we've got like 3 generations of narcissists, and on top of it, the psychological society, or whatever you want to call it, is being infiltrated by these people that are trying to normalize pedophilia, and you know, stigmatize the suicide thing to make, you know, taking your life more acceptable, obviously. You know, and they're doing this cultural Marxism thing, and you know, it's plain as the nose on my face. I'm seeing it happen.
Pink
do it right the first time because no one likes a suicide chump.
Pink Hollow says, "All I wanted was a Pepsi."
She wouldn't give it to me.
Oh my god, I love that song by Suicidal Tendencies. Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks of a special fucking snowflake is like participation medals and all that kind of shit.
Well, it didn't. It made it so that nobody was able to handle the sting of anything, and that everybody is fucking special. And once everybody is fucking special, and that you matter, and that the world owes you something, everything goes out the goddamn window to the point where you can't even handle a goddamn argument.
Yeah, everyone's special. No one is.
No, and the world does not fucking owe you a thing. And all these little entitled, narcissistic little snowflakes need to back the fuck off, because honestly, when you commit suicide, the job is done. You don't need to talk about it. It's done. It's over.
Yeah,
and
really.
Like
some people say I'm special. I say I'm a mathematical fluke, right?
Right.
You know, I try to add value to society, but I mean, shit. Come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
You're only one man.
Exactly.
Data Wasteland says suicide booths are a real thing. Yes, yes, they are. So yes, you should not say committed suicide, because apparently that's shaming people.
All right, well then we'll call it tits up.
It's accurate.
It is accurate.
I mean, what the fuck?
You commit suicide, you commit homicide.
Correct.
And if you commit it, you're dead. So how is it shaming?
Yeah.
They're not going to
I'm telling you,
people that weren't brave enough to do it. It's for all the cucks in the world that just couldn't make that move.
That's attempted suicide.
Yeah. They're telling...
Right, you don't succeed at it.
They are saying this is for the people who didn't commit suicide, and this is what it is. You're shaming the people that couldn't do it because you're saying committed suicide.
Oh,
fuck off.
I see. So we're discouraging suicide by using this phraseology to the people that are contemplating suicide, because
well, in that case, don't do it.
Right, that's a valid thing that you don't intervene on. Like if somebody lets you know that they're thinking about killing themselves, you just say, okay, what do you need? You need a knife? You need a gun? I got a gun you can borrow.
You want some pills?
Exactly.
You want a rope? How would you like to do this?
I think my man Jussie Smollett's got a news for you.
Yeah. Did you hear about the fucking NAACP?
Oh, that he's getting a freaking award for being a total dumb fuck? Yes.
Image award. A fucking image award for Christ's sakes.
Because here in America, when you put on a hoax, you get an award.
Yeah. Especially an image award for looking so good.
Well, he's getting an image award because he's black and gay. Perfect image.
Yeah. Pinkalo says this is the suicide participation medal.
A fucking anvil, a rope, and a bridge.
If you do it a couple times, you get a trophy.
Bet you can't do that again.
Oh, on the mantle, yeah, man. That's tried to kill myself a couple times.
Yeah, you get flowers for free.
Flowers.
Hey, and trust, look, everybody, if you have tried to commit suicide, if you thought about suicide, you need help, get it.
Yes.
Hey, we're not like, there's
no. Like, I'm pretty sure we've all here suffered with some sort of mental health issue. I know I have.
Yeah,
oh, I'm batshit crazy.
In all seriousness, if you are suicidal, like please go and seek some help.
Not until the stream is over. Watch the stream and then go get your help.
Yes, go get your help. After you watch this stream and laugh some, because laughing is a good antidepressant.
Hey, Crappy Slayer,
All
it's
right,
open.
guys. Sadly, I gotta get going.
All right, dude.
Bye, Gun Fox.
Gun Fox.
Bye, Fox.
Thanks for coming by, dude.
Yep. Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
Well, let's see what other news I've got here. Neo-Nazism and Islamophobia among the gravest threats facing the world, says our fucking... Oh, who is Chrystia Freeland minister of? No, I can't remember. Oh, fuck. One of our Canadian ministers went to the UN. I think she is actually our ambassador to
I was
the
going to say she
UN.
has to be from BC. Tell me she's from BC.
Chrystia Freeland? No, I don't think so.
Damn, because it's always from BC, man. They are our like LA. That or Toronto.
I think she's.
Yeah, I thought the whole of Canada was pretty much LA.
Fuck off, Scotty.
Shut up, Scotty, says
Well, I
Blind
mean,
Girl.
they
That's
do film
funny.
a lot of shit there now, man. It is basically the replacement for Hollywood that doesn't have union workers.
Foreign Affairs Minister. That's who she is.
Yeah.
She's the
So was
Foreign
Scott.
Affairs Minister. Okay.
I feel like anti-Semitism should be up there with it.
I agree with you. I'm thinking the same thing, but let's see what this thing says. So Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland says white supremacism. What?
Is it fucking hell? Did I write that or something? I mean, really?
It literally says white supremacism.
Okay, is this the Ottawa Citizen? Because they've been grammatically incorrect for a while now.
This is CBC News.
Shit.
White
ripoff.
supremacism and Islamophobia are among the greatest threats facing the world, Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister Chrystia Freeland told the UN committee. What is it? Or told the United Nations Thursday. A white supremacists marched. So this is a white supremacist March 15th attack or terrorist attack on two mosques in Christchurch, which claimed 50 worshippers, was a painful reminder to Canadians of the death of 6 Canadians in a Quebec mosque shooting 2 years ago. Neo-Nazis, white supremacists, insuls, nativists, and other radicals who resort to violence. Yes, insuls.
Wow.
Radical anti-globalists. So it's neo-Nazis, white supremacists, insuls, nativists, and other radical anti-globalists pose a threat to the stability.
Wait a minute. They just said anti-globalist, so it's in
radical anti-globalists.
I was gonna say, because that's pretty much nationalism. Did they just like say nationalism without having to say nationalism?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job.
Then by the logic, anyone who is anti-globalist is a radical anti-globalist.
Pincalo says, what is a nativist? I don't know.
Anybody that is like, I believe from the root term would be anybody that is like native to their country and says, that Muslims are invading it. Yeah. From the definition that I've looked up, but I don't think that's completely correct, but I'm just going to paraphrase that for...
So anyway, these people...
I'm going to disavow that.
These people who resort to violence are to violent acts or are threats to our country and countries around the world, Freeland said.
I don't think people dying in Canada is I feel sad that 6 people died, but I don't think 6 people dying in Quebec is a national frickin' emergency.
It's not. These attacks need to be at the top of the global agenda during discussions on confronting global terrorism, Freeland added.
Whoa.
The irony, considering that Islam radicals cause a lot of deaths, the irony for them to say Islamophobia is what's causing terrorism. When
I was going to say, let's stack them up, man, and see who's got the bigger stack. I think the Muslims are cast in on this shit.
Yeah, right? Like the irony of that, the sheer irony. Wow.
Oh, man. See, it's more that Marxist, black is white shit.
Yeah.
They flip everything, man. It's crazy.
It's absolutely crazy. Have you ever seen the Record Your Marxist Teacher on Facebook?
No, but I've seen Rate Your Professor rateyourleftistprofessor.com.
Oh, there's one that's called tape. I think it's like video your Marxist teacher.
Oh,
And it's
wow.
absolutely insane.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, it is. And so for them to say, Islamophobia is the leading cause of terrorism, they have it absolutely backwards. How the hell is this a journalist?
I don't know. Let's see what else it says. And when such attacks do occur, the international community must not be afraid to condemn them specifically as racist acts of terrorism, Freeland said.
All right, Muslims, you should not be afraid to condemn your radical Islamist neighbors.
As racist act, yeah.
Film Your Marxist Professors is also a YouTube channel.
Ah, there we go. Yes, Film Your Marxist Professor. There we go. Thank you, all right.
Well,
I'm going to have to go find that channel and subscribe.
That's what I'm saying now. I pulled it up.
King Carlos says, how long until ISIS is off the terror watch list? Yeah.
Haven't they been pretty much wiped out, ISIS?
Well, I mean, the whole flip it thing. Look at this Jesse Smollett thing. I mean, it's literally like, black is white, wrong is good. It's insane. They're going to reward him for that shit.
And don't forget, it's all the fault of the Jews.
It's just he's on our side, so we'll support him regardless of what he does.
That's crazy.
Remember, guys.
I heard the latest about old Smollett. Apparently, his lawyer sitting there saying the two brothers must have been wearing white face.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I think the lawyer is trying to sue the Chicago PD for the treatment of the client.
Isn't the lawyer?
That's fine. Chicago PD is getting ready to send his ass a bill for the investigation.
Isn't the lawyer Isn't the lawyer involved with Abenati?
I don't know, actually. That I don't know.
Mark, what's his face? I thought he was involved with.
That was his first lawyer. Yeah, that was Smollett's first lawyer, and he was attached to that. You're right. He was also Michael Jackson's lawyer. I don't think Mark Garagos has ever won a fucking case. I mean, that's the most moronic fucking lawyer you could hire. For God's sakes, he defended Michael Jackson. He defended that Peterson guy that his wife disappeared.
Scott Peterson.
Scott
Peterson. Yeah.
Thank you. My Ram.
So I don't suppose this article mentions, I don't know, the UN's reaction to this ludicrousy?
Let's see. No, it doesn't seem to. Oh. We cannot hide behind euphemisms that distract from the truth, she said. In fact, in doing so puts our citizens, especially those from minorities and marginalized communities, in greater danger. In the wake of acts of terrorism carried out by Muslims, Western countries often call upon Muslim countries and Muslim leaders to condemn those attacks. Call upon those leaders and their citizens to condemn those attacks in the name of their faith. It should follow that as the prime minister, or as the foreign minister of a majority white and majority Christian country, I feel a specific and personal responsibility to condemn white supremacist attacks in the same way. Okay, but I guess I don't see how there's the same level of and people do condemn that shit. You don't see the same anywhere near, if you ask, there have been many studies where if you ask moderate Muslims if they agree with ISIS, they will say that that's what the Quran says. That's what their interpretation is. They're very non-committal about getting behind the extremism. If you go and ask a Christian,
Disavow.
the same thing, they'll be like, they'll disavow it. If
Well,
you
and-
go and ask, like, this is how can she sit there and say that nobody condemns white supremacy?
Well, not only that, but it's like we really got to stop calling Muslims a freaking minority, because I know my stats are wrong, but like 5-6 years ago, there was 1 billion Muslims on the planet of an 8 billion planet population. I realize it's risen, but they're not a freaking minority.
I think it's 7 billion the population of the planet.
And it's not a race.
It's not. It's a religion.
Hello. That's what gets me, man. They call it racism. It's like, check again, dumbass.
And you know what? You don't see Muslims calling out radical Muslims as much as you see us condemning every little fucking thing in our culture. Like, there's a lot of Muslims that won't condemn it because either they're too afraid to, or they're wishing they could have done it too.
Mm-hmm.
You either get the two extremes. You either get the Muslim that comes over to our country that is grateful for escaping that bullshit, or you get the ones that come over here that either want to do us harm and don't have the fucking balls to do it, or will do us harm and are just waiting for their chance. You never really get any like centrist Muslims. I've never met any centrist Muslims, and to call them a minority, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Let's see if the UN said anything about it. While hate is eternal, the way it is spread changes over time, she added. The international community must keep a close watch on how hateful messages spread through online forums and social media. This work cannot be undertaken in isolation, she said.
Technically, those Muslims shouldn't be using their cell phones. I'm not kidding. The original Quran and the original way that Muhammad had set it up, they were not supposed to be pro, I think, industrialization. So any technology that came out of society, they're not supposed to be using. If you actually are completely following the religion, they cherry pick it for obvious freaking reasons, but technically they're not even allowed to be driving cars.
Right, and they're not supposed to be using Western technology.
Exactly. Right? So they shouldn't be able to see Twitter.
Yeah, they shouldn't have soldering irons either. So, so there goes the best bomb.
Technically, they shouldn't be building IEDs or using guns or
using
surface-to-air missiles, or
they shouldn't really be using any technology.
They should be using rocks, and they should be using swords, maybe.
Yes.
Well,
you mean an age-old religion selectively interpreting their own text to benefit their own desires?
I know, isn't that crazy?
I think the worst sentence that always stuck out to me whenever my Saudi friend was reading the Quran for me, she said, "You got to watch this," because I told her about the Islamic Party of Ontario trying to rise up. And she said, "Oh, dear God." And I said, "What?" She's like, "Look, this is embedded in Muslim culture. You go there and you befriend your enemy until you outnumber them, and then you kill them."
Mm-hmm.
And that is the one line that has stuck with me this entire time, is that you go there, you befriend them, you be super nice to them until you outnumber them, and then you're screwed.
Remember,
you can lie to the infidel, and to further to get the upper hand in jihad.
Remember, guys, like and share the stream, and since I probably will never get monetized, please consider donating to the Streamlabs link in the description. Thank you very much, everyone.
Worse, I could get arrested.
I'm saying.
Already on hot water after Tuesday stream. I had to take down.
Well, at least you know what, the blind people are brave enough to talk about this shit. Hells yeah.
Well, we live in a country that we can still talk about it.
Yeah, I don't.
Unless you're in public.
That's true. But at least we can still talk about it on the internet.
for now.
Yeah. I hope they fucking undo that Article 13 thing. That ain't happening, but it's going to end up costing them more money than they understand.
Oh yeah, there's laws. There's a lot of businesses rely on the internet.
Well, seeing the whole deal was like, you know, the excuse was the theft of intellectual property, blah blah blah. But they're going to lose even more money on top of that now.
Well, okay.
It's nothing to do
Okay.
with.
I just read something
Go ahead.
in this article. Later in the day, Freeland announced that Canada would contribute $50 million, 50 or 15, I can't tell. $15 million to the launch of the LC Initiative Fund for the Uniformed Women in Peace Operations.
Oh, God damn it.
Because, you know, we just have all that money floating around that we can afford to throw out.
You know what? I almost wish that you had popped into my stream yesterday, because here's more money that the government just flew out of its butt, and you're just going to love this next topic. The government in BC gave $435,000 to an anti-vaxxer group.
Excuse me?
Yep.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I had wished you had been there. We're like, where's Preston? We need her.
I was so like,
I was hoping you would be summoned.
So
well,
fucking
somebody
tired.
did get a link but didn't follow it then, so
I was so fucking tired last night. I ended up going to bed with the kids. I actually got invited on Dominions last night, and I had to decline because I had to be up at 6 o'clock this morning.
It's a good time. It's a good hour to be up. Never.
No, it's not.
Good time to be up. Never.
Fuck 6 o'clock in the morning.
Our government just donated over $400,000 to an anti-vaxxer group because it's fucking British Columbia. Just want to kill people sometimes.
So that was the federal government that did that?
I think so. I could pull back up the article again and tell you where it came from.
I think I sent it to you.
Yes, you did, which is why I know where it is.
So you couldn't remember where it is.
Pincalo said it's BC. They're a communist province. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean a socialist province.
Same thing.
So what about Alberta?
Alberta is
purple.
The most conservative province, I would say. Maybe purple. Apart from Newfoundland. But Alberta's really pissed off with Trudeau. But they were pissed off with Trudeau Senior as well because of the National Energy Program. But Alberta is where a lot of our oil fields are. Also a lot of archaeological, like we have a lot of the dinosaur bones that you see come from Canada, come from Alberta.
Although technically they just found the world's largest T-Rex in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, the prairie provinces are rife with dinosaur fossils.
Okay, so this article doesn't, I don't think it says which part, but it says BC government. So I'm assuming
that's not the feds.
Okay, BC government sends $428,000 to group that spreads anti-vaccination claims. Minister orders review of annual grant to Vancouver's Health Action Network Society because they're dicks. So over the last 12 years in Vancouver, the group has raked in hundreds of thousands of dollars in grants from the BC government while screening anti-vaccination movies, sharing content from anti-vaccination websites, and complaining about censorship from a social media company that blocked anti-vaccination propaganda, which I believe actually was Facebook. Federal records show about 1/3 of the Health Action Network Society's revenue last year came from the BC government, a $40,000 community gaming grant taken from provincial gaming revenues.
So, like the fish and game.
I think so, and I don't understand why the gaming industry would have anything to do with an anti-vaxxer movement, but apparently they do. In 2007, the group has received $428,500 worth of the grant funds. The funding deserves some scrutiny, according to Dr. Eric Kadeski, a family physician and president of Doctors of BC. And of course, how they're getting away with this is they're saying, well, you know, we're not really anti-vaxxers, we're just vaccine critics.
Yeah.
There should be alternatives, which there are none. So they're not really anti-vax.
We're just pro information.
We're pro-choice. Yeah. It doesn't just make you full of all the warm and fuzzies on the inside. Doesn't it just make you so happy?
My favorite is people tell me, even after I tell my story, that I just need to be educated on the MMR vaccine. And I'm like, fuck off. I'm pretty damn educated, thank you.
Sorry, press.
It's all good.
Right back.
Toronto being a sanctuary city and all, and with that migrant pact, I just don't trust what I might say on the sidewalk.
You can't read it anyway.
No, but I was actually asked this question one time because they're like, well, you're blind, so you can't detect race. And I'm like, actually, I can kind of hear it, but I'm not going to admit that. Nope, not racist.
Well, you just did.
Shut up, Scotty.
No.
But people from, like...
Well, I doubt that you can detect race. I mean, you can't even detect the table in the middle of the sidewalk.
Shut up, fucker. Yeah, so I have a story.
On the sidewalk.
Okay, I have a story for today. So the route that I go to get to my smokes, I know this route very well. It's a store 2 minutes away from my apartment building. And it just so happens that one of the offices on that strip mall was reorganizing their office. And so they put a table and some office chairs where I don't normally need to worry about dodging shit. And my cane told me a little too late about that table. And the guy comes out and he's like, I reorganized my office. What are the odds that a blind girl walks by? And I'm like, you could just say sorry.
But what are the odds that a blind... Wow.
Yeah, he's like, I'm reorganizing my office. What are the odds that a blind girl walks by? And I'm like, apparently very good. You could just say sorry.
You know, I was going to drop in that as bait for people to come by the stream tonight and hear it there. But, okay.
I'll probably tell it again anyways. I have, like, Alzheimer's. I think I'm related to Brit.
Oh, what else do we have here? Let's see. DEA seeks contractor to burn 1,000 pounds of marijuana per hour in Texas. I got this from AP, actually. He tweeted that out, and I was like, yoink!
I need to get AP as a guest on my show. I need to try and get AP as a guest on my show.
I would love to get AP on.
And so would I.
AP is fucking hilarious. And before we talk about burning some marijuana.
Good job.
You know,
all right.
Where I grew up at, it was actually quite funny that a lot of times, just once a month, they would go out into this middle of this field in the middle of nowhere and just make this big stockpile of all the pot they seized and light a big old bonfire. And there was always this group of about 20 people that came out to this bonfire. And whenever the wind shifted, they just walked around to go back into the path of the smoke.
Yeah.
It was the police burning it, so technically it was legal.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Okay.
Cool. You're just in time to hear about the DEA looking for contractors in Texas to burn
Yeah.
1,000 pounds of
1,000 pounds
pot.
a day, man.
Oh hell no, dipshit! My lane.
Oh, I reckon AP's going to find out where that is and then just go through it straight away.
Yeah, I know, right? So here we go. The Drug Enforcement Administration seizes a lot of drugs every year. Now they are looking for someone to help destroy them. The DEA is looking to reward a contract to a company that can incinerate bulk marijuana, pharmaceuticals, other controlled substances, and other evidence that is no longer of value. The contractor's services are needed for work in Houston, Galveston, Beaumont, McAllen, Brownsville, Corpus Christi, Laredo. Holy fuck. There's a big list of cities here. Laredo, Eagle Pass, Del Rio, San Antonio, Austin, and Waco. Let's see.
So they need people in. They need an incinerator in each of those places.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
A lot of weed down there, it seems.
There is a list of requirements the contractor must meet. They must have an incinerator capable of processing at least 1,000 pounds of bulk marijuana per hour.
Fucking hell.
The incinerator must be able to operate a minimum of 8 consecutive hours and have the ability to destroy marijuana to destroy marijuana to destroy marijuana to the point where there are no detectable levels. There are also several security requirements. During incineration, DEA personnel and contractor personnel appointed by the DEA will be present. They must have CCTV cameras installed to ensure the proper destruction of its drugs and safety of its representatives.
Somebody will figure a way to skim off that shit. Just saying.
Yeah, someone will find out a way to steal it.
Yeah.
You know
what? Imagine they didn't ventilate the fumes properly, and everybody in the planet's just freaking high from all the
I know,
pot.
Well, and then there's that fentanyl shit, man. And if they burn that stuff and people breathe it, they're fucking dead. I mean, it's so powerful it will kill your ass. Your brain just gets so high.
Brownsville.
It forgets how to breathe.
Brownsville, that's a border town. That's a racist city name, says
Don't want no more of those Brownings of America.
Remember Smoking in the Boys Room? That was Brownsville Station was the name of that band. Smoking in the Boys Room.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that song.
Yeah.
Why did I always think that was Motley Crue?
Yeah, that was their cover. They did a cover of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Peach, don't you fill me up with your rules? Everybody knows that smoking ain't allowed in school. That's right.
In this day and age, we can ban hot for teacher.
If teacher's hot for student, it's fine.
Hey, Carlos says, "Hey, irate, send AP a DM. He won't respond to mine lately." Yeah, he won't respond to mine either. So I was trying to see if he would. I'm trying to find someone who can contact him to see if he'd be willing to at least contact me.
Okay. I can do that.
Thanks, dude.
No problem.
All you need says sell it all to Canada. Yeah, sell the pot to Canada. We don't want the fentanyl and shit, though.
Yeah, really. All you need.
Now the taste test. Oh, God.
Man,
imagine how many brownies there will be.
Holy shit.
Keebler,
Okay.
you got some work to do.
I've had fentanyl as a general anesthesia, and I gotta say, feels pretty good.
After my open heart surgery, I was in ICU, cardiac ICU, right?
Yeah.
And the dude injected that shit straight into my neck and went straight to my brain.
Damn.
I went, holy shit.
Did you ever recover?
I felt like I was floating on a cloud of titties.
Oh my god, I had the same experience.
A cloud of titties.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. I know why that shit's addictive. God damn.
And they were the big titties too, not the fake ones.
Yeah, the nice soft ones.
Yeah, those some good titties.
The only strong opioid I've been on was Demerol. After my wisdom teeth were taken out. Because I had impacted teeth. All 4 of mine were impacted.
Your wisdom?
Yeah. So I went under the general anesthetic, and then when I woke up, they gave me a prescription for T3s and a prescription for Demerol, and they're like, only fill the Demerol just like if you need it.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. And so I got the T3s done.
Yeah,
and I took 2 of them, and all it did was I fell asleep for an hour, and I woke up, and I was like, I could feel my heartbeat in my face.
Right.
So I had Pincalo go get the Demerols after work. And this was back when we were still playing Eve. So I was laying in bed with my laptop on TeamSpeak, trying to stay focused on a fleet battle because my job was to write the newsletters for our alliance as to what the fleet battle, like what happened in the fleet battles, who won, what the casualties were, what the losses were, all that stuff. And I'm on TeamSpeak, and I'm like fucking drooling because I'm on T3 and Demerol, and I'm just like, and everyone's like, blind, and I'm like, huh? What's up?
This is going to be a strange question, but whenever you're on like super big painkillers or just coming out of anesthesia or even drunk, do you find yourself even more blind than previously? Like you could normally dodge your furniture, but somehow it just appears right by your shins?
Fuck, I'm excited to not do that shit.
My ears ring.
When I'm fucked up.
I do that sober.
My ears ring when I'm like, if I'm drunk or if I've had to be on narcotics, my ears ring.
That's interesting.
I have like a general sense, like I've practiced bouncing sound off of things to get a general sense of large objects.
Yeah.
When I'm drunk or incapacitated, I'm fucked. Just don't do that. I'll have to crawl to things for my own safety. I'm blinder than the blind.
No, that doesn't happen to me, probably because I've been blind for so long. I do stumble more. Like, I'm not gonna say that I walk perfectly, right? Like I'll stumble because anyone will stumble and walk into shit, right?
You ever stepped on a Lego with bare feet?
Yes.
Not yet.
Oh god, that is so fucking.
Yeah, Legos and plugs are the worst things to stand on.
The plugs are horrible too, man.
Especially our plugs, the big, massive prong things.
Oh, I've stepped on a plug. I've stepped on an amplifier plug. You know those 3-pronged ones?
Yeah.
Like our plugs, the British plugs. They're horrible.
You know what? Stepping on Lego and plugs made me consider late-term abortion for my 5-year-old.
Post-birth. That's right. The Casey Anthony method.
That's a bomb. Like I've considered teaching him how gravity works, Peter Pan style.
Oh God. Well, Data Wasteland says, blind press, do your ears ring? Your ears ring, yes, but do you answer them?
Oh God.
Straight to voicemail.
We need a car crash sound for that.
Anyone got SoundPad?
Nah, SoundPad's on the other computer. Damn it.
I got SoundPad, but I don't get the thingy to.
Yeah, did you manage to get your songs on it?
Some of them, yes.
So
I think I have the right ones.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I should do about my phone, because when it comes time to upgrade, I'm trying to figure out if I should stick with Apple or if I should go over to Android. A lot of people are saying that Android isn't quite there yet, and I may end up regretting the move.
You probably, yeah, I will add to that wave of voices. When I went blind 2 years ago, I was considering using the Google phone because they said it was more advanced than just the strict Android one.
Yeah.
And I returned it because it just wasn't doing it for me. And I thought, oh God, is this going to be the rest of my life? I'm not going to be able to see anything. And then someone put an iPhone in my hands and my world changed. I would say that nobody has caught up to Apple yet in the ways of the blind.
And it really sucks because Apple's being douchey. Do you know what I mean? Like their business practices are bad.
I've always hated Apple.
Yeah, morally, I don't like Apple.
Well, and my beef with them from the very beginning was that everything they had initially made, other than their laptops, was disposable hardware.
Pretty
you couldn't
much, yeah.
interchange the battery, you couldn't interchange anything, unlike the Android. And so I always hated that they were built to die in a year, and they were just disposable hardware. You couldn't upgrade them at all.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
joking
trying.
Aside, joking aside, be very careful with Android. Because if you get if you get a certain Android and certain Bluetooth to go along with it, if you just start yelling, it'll just start picking up and dictating it just in case. And it's very interesting what people will see you say.
This is from experience. We've read his road rage, and
yeah, there's been a couple of road rage posts in my chat too. It's been funny.
Nowhere near as bad that's showing up on Twitch streams, believe me, because or stream me. YouTube has a really good
filter
track record of deleting half the stuff I say before anybody else says it or sees it.
I don't use text to speech because it discriminates against Scottish people. It doesn't like Scottish accents.
Dude, people's ears discriminate against Scottish.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to figure out the phone that I have right now is the iPhone SE, so it's pretty old. It's a good phone, right? But I'm trying to figure out what phone I should get that will be a good camera, because a lot of people actually want to see some of the orientation and mobility stuff. Or
the SE, how old is that?
SE is at least a 2-year-old model. It looks exactly like the 5S.
Okay, because I have an 8, and what they actually incorporated into the camera is if you have your voiceover automatically on, when you're pointing your camera, it'll actually start doing stuff like one face, small face.
Yeah, it's done that. It does that for mine too.
Yeah, so they've really upgraded it. I mean, I use an 8 and it works fine, but the battery freaking sucks. So
yeah, that's been a big problem with the updates, is that it doesn't matter what update you install, the batteries, they're really bad now. They die very quickly.
Well, that's because they upgraded these phones so spectacularly with so much space and so much shit, and they haven't figured out how to pack more RAM in it yet. And they haven't figured out how to build a battery that can handle the RAM they do have for it. So regardless of what you do, the battery's just going to freaking suck in them.
Mm.
No, when I first got my phone, the battery life was good. But now, like 3 years later, the battery life is terrible on it. So like it gets worse as it gets older.
Mind you, if you're worried about the battery dying while you're doing things, there are the otter boxes with battery packs in them that will recharge it fully once for you.
Or I should invest in those. Have you seen those USB portable portable chargers that are USB?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think your safe bet would be just to stick with Apple until Google gets their shit together.
Pinkalo says, I think I'm just going to buy a new battery for my Galaxy Note 1 and start using that again. That might be a good option until you
See,
can
that's the
upgrade,
thing with
sweetie.
freaking Android is you can do that. With Apple, you can't.
Hey, you can't do it with my phone. My phone's an Android, and you can't do that.
Okay, well,
I'll
other
bet
than
you probably
Scotty,
can there, Scotty.
What?
What do you? Which one do you have, Scotty?
It's the Samsung Galaxy S6.
The S6.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you can do it. You'll have to do a little bit of prying, but you can actually do it as long as you're gentle.
No, that's not going to happen then.
Scotsman, be gentle. Not gonna happen.
Be
Pinkalo says
gentle. I'm young.
Pinkalo says that's how Failure and Andy survived Disney World last night. Oh, with the USB portable chargers.
You have to do some looking for it, but one thing that's actually kind of cool for anything that goes directly from USBs is you can actually buy. Remember back around the turn of the millennium, everybody and their grandfather were buying those emergency radios and flashlights and all that with the little cranks on the side of them. You can actually buy USB chargers that have those little cranks.
I feel like you don't want to stand there and try to crank a cell phone, dude.
It's actually not. It's not so bad. They've got types that have like the grips, like the old those old grip spring exercise things.
Yeah, hand exercisey thingies.
Yeah, Pinkalo might like the results on her right hand, but I don't think Press is going to enjoy it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I have a good right hand. Thank you very much.
You don't have to change wrists.
Scott's
At least it gives you an excuse to why your right hand's.
Yes, I went there.
But yeah, I think I would probably the more I think about it, I would probably stick with Apple, although there are some apps that would be easier to use on Android. Like I could set up a stream easier with Streamlabs OBS on my phone with Android.
Good.
But a lot of the apps that I use for doing things like identifying like objects and whatever are not yet Android compatible. Like Seeing AI is not yet Android compatible. TapTapSee is not yet Android compatible. The GPS app Blind Square I don't think is Android compatible yet.
I feel like all of those outweigh the, I don't know, the stream thing, considering you won't be able to attach your beautiful mic to your phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you go for that route, as far as if you want the ease of ability of use for the iPhones, but be able to do YouTube stuff related on Android, what's stopping you from go ahead and buying an iPhone, but then separately purchasing, like Pinkalo said, the Galaxy to do everything else on that?
Because she has children and she has to pay for them?
Yeah, money.
I don't have the monies for that.
Donate to Press's Streamlabs so she can get both an Android and an iPhone.
Yeah, give Blind Press your money.
Or, yeah.
That's right.
Because, you know, sometimes you give her money. Sometimes you give her money, she dances.
Yes, sometimes if you give me money, I dance. Peter's here in the last 7 minutes of the stream.
Hey, Peter.
Peter.
Fashionably late as usual.
Oh, he's probably too busy shagging Brett.
Isn't he gone home? Or is that next
No, I
week?
think he's still there.
I know I can stream from the YouTube app, honey. It's not as... Sometimes I'd have to check and do a test stream, because the last time I was trying to do it a few months ago on my other YouTube channel that I gave up on, it was kind of difficult to make sure that the camera was not in fucking portrait mode, first of all. And it was also hard to tell which direction the camera was facing.
Oh, hey, Britt. Oh, by the way, you got yelled at saying If you want a camera, get a camera.
If I want a camera, get a camera. I'm trying to find a fucking camera that
also allows her to call people.
Well, a lot of the cameras that do live streaming only go to Facebook Live.
Yes, that is true.
And any of the ones that actually go to YouTube are money that I, even if I had, would not spend on a fucking camera, because that is almost a month's worth of rent or fucking.
You can get you a webcam, like a Logitech. They make them, they're pretty cheap.
Yeah, we have a Logitech webcam that we were using. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
What?
Pumpkin Trucker, I'm going to go check your... Thank you.
Why the hell do I even bother putting different names up there?
Yeah, we all know it's you.
Because she got the notification in her email first. That's how she knew to go check, dude.
Yeah, the way I do this, because I don't have Streamlabs OBS, because it doesn't go on Mac, is my PayPal tells me that somebody's real name sent me money.
Gotcha.
So I go and I check.
You don't have to divulge past that here.
Yeah. That's all I... Yeah.
I figured, by the way.
It's okay, Tracker.
Everybody knows that when you pay people, your real name is shown. But
what you can do though, you can make your PayPal account a business account, and you can put a business name in there, so that's what'll show up.
Yeah, how do you do that for tax purposes though if you're not a business?
I just say I have a business account, right, and I don't make enough money to even declare it on taxes. I mean,
yeah, same here. That's what I've done.
It's literally tips, right?
Yeah, I haven't declared anything I've gotten yet, and I haven't gotten caught. So,
Yeah, I'm just not going to do it.
Well, I do.
Taxes theft. I'm not even going to bother.
Well, if I don't, then I could lose my ODSP. So
I'm on the same system. ODSP allows you to get a certain amount of money called gift money. If you don't know about that one, ask your worker about it. There's a certain amount of money that you're allowed to be allocated as gift money that you don't have to claim, as long as it's not over a certain amount. So
Slabs is listed as a tip, a gratuity. So, and that's, I think, a good way to look at it.
Yeah, ODSP won't track a certain amount of gift money either. Also, they technically won't track PayPal as long as you don't dump PayPal into your bank account. It technically doesn't exist.
Which I try not to do unless I absolutely need to.
Exactly, which means if you pay for things right out of the PayPal account, it's like it never happened.
Bitcoin.
There's crypto.
Well, my problem is I've already got a business account set up with PayPal, and I don't want to set a second one up. But the business account, it's actually with PayPal, and it's actually for business.
No, you can set up your.
Don't get out of press for your own laziness, then.
You can just use your standard account you've already got and just change it to like Pumpkin Trucker Limited or something. That's what I did with mine.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Trucker. Then don't get mad at her for your laziness. You didn't want to make another account. It's your fault.
You don't have to. I didn't have to with mine. I just set it to a business account.
Yeah.
It's your fault, Trucker.
For me, it's from Prostate Production.
Yeah, it's still under my name. It's just Opinionated Scotsman Limited. That's what it's under.
Yeah.
The prostate produces cash. That's great.
That's right.
Prostate Productions. I love that name.
Yeah.
You can only imagine what kind of company that is.
Some dumbass does videos that nobody watches.
No, you do a good interview. I know that much.
Yeah, Pink Hollow's right. Our worker is super diligent because he's self-employed.
Oh, what an asshole.
So, well, no, there are, I have known people who milk the system, and I have lost it on them. Because
I feel you.
Paulo and I have done our best to be honest with ODSP, and every time we've been honest with them, we've gotten fucked. And we have known people who will live like 5 or 6 people to a house, each collecting a full ODSP check. And like they'll get mad at each other and in anger smash their gaming systems and be like, "Oh, it doesn't matter. Next month I'll just buy a new one." And it's like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yes.
Well, and that's why I said ask your worker about gift amounts. Say, like, look, my mom might give me money for the kid's birthday. How much am I allowed to receive in gift money? That would not be deductible off of ODSP. And she should be able to give you a straight answer. And once she does, then you're in the clear.
Yeah.
Or he or whoever, they, them.
No, just he or she. They're the only genders that exist.
Well, I don't know what sex they are, so I just said them. Like, you never know.
He
In
or she.
Canada, you mispronounce somebody in Canada, man. You get prosecuted hardcore, man. It's like even worse than what's coming out the prostate, dude.
Well, there's always that just setting up the whole Amazon wish list thing.
Just don't ask for a 50-gallon drum of lube.
Do they actually sell it that big?
Don't ask.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a yes.
May end up getting doxxed. So.
Yeah. Just that was. I couldn't resist. I just
inside baseball. Shit, man. And then there was the praying mantis outfit was pretty damning.
I have to send every single income and expense that we make to the ODSP worker. You got lucky. Well, it's not so much lucky. It's the fact that they do have a section in the ODSP thing for gift money. And when you get your ODSP check and they send you the receipt in the mail, on the back of it, there's a place where you can put gift money where they will not deduct it on ODSP. It's not that I got lucky. It's just I know the system very well because I've been screwed over by it so many goddamn times.
Yeah, but surely there's a certain amount.
And so I know that section. Well, I mean, they're going to cap it at a certain amount, but at least you're aware of what amount to claim it as. So if they ever see the discrepancy in PayPal, you can be like, oh, no, that was gift money. My mom didn't know how to send me money, and I really needed something for this, and it was gift money. And that way they cannot deduct that off of ODSP. It's not that I got lucky, Pinkalo. It's that I know the system.
Well, guys, it's after 2:00, and I wanted to thank everybody for coming on, who came on for Call-In Day. I had a lot of fun. And I hope everyone in chat enjoyed the stream. Tomorrow, now that I've got Hangouts fixed, come back. We're gonna redo Flesh and Blood, the Star Trek episode Flesh and Blood, because we did all of 10 minutes of it last week before it fucked up. So yeah, we're gonna redo that tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget about the Blind and the Special also on Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be back next Monday at noon with another episode of the Coffee Stream. Is there anything anybody wants to shill before we go?
Yeah, may as well.
Jesus Christ.
I'll do it. Cream stream tonight.
Cream stream, irate prostate's channel. What time?
10 Eastern, 9 Pacific, and 7 Pacific, and hold on. 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 7 Pacific. That's it. Okay. And
awesome.
And Sunday I'm interviewing Tom Penoid.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
And Blind Girl, your stuff is at 8 tonight, right?
Yes, Blind Trucking. You can search it up and find my channel because I don't have a link ready. Because Trucker's late on the ball. I'm just kidding. So yeah, tonight at 8:00, it will switch back to 7 when Europe catches up with the rest of the world in time.
I think that's Sunday.
But for now, 8:00 every night.
All right,
shoot the shit.
Next.
Yeah, so Sunday we're going back to 7.
I should have a stream tomorrow night about 10 p.m. GMT, 6 p.m. EST, I think. So yeah.
All right, cool.
I don't have a plan, but it's up to me anyway.
Awesome. Well, I hope everyone had a.
And then there's
Right.
trucker
Yes, there's
stream.
my-
Truckers stream
if-
that goes.
If my truck is moving, the stream's up 6 days a week. Sorry, but you don't get that 7th day. That's my day with my little boy. Past that, if I'm moving, whatever my truck's moving, you get to watch out the dash cam.
Cool. Well, thanks guys for coming out. I hope you guys will all go and check out all of my lovely friends here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow evening for the Star Trek stream. See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.